Okay, good morning, guys. Today it's Monday. Yes, I'm a bit late. I was supposed to do this yesterday, but then, yeah, this will be the first market preview for the week. Let's start the economic data here. We have a lot of high impact news for this week. Here we have a lot of high impact news for this week, and including NFP this week on Friday. So let's look at this week here. We start and today we have on Canadian dollar. Not only worried about this one, I won't mention by this time. On Tuesday we have George Street opening and consumer confidence, and there's no need for it over here. I don't really trade O's, especially at this time of the day here. And then on Wednesday, European CPI, and we also have AGP non-farm employment change as well. Then we also crude inventory. We have a lot here today on Wednesday. Crude inventories, retail sales, and then Chinese Union again the need for this. And then on Thursday as well, look at this here: employment cost index, unemployment claims, and we have core PCE price index month over month, and then Canadian GBP, because we're returning this one, so it will be a lot. And then on Friday, obviously CPI, Swiss franc CPI, that will be, because we do trade Swiss franc, yes, this will be key for us. And we also have NFP at 8:30 and at 10 ISM manufacturing PMI. So we have a lot of life impact news for this week, so it will be a busy week. So let's look at charts. Technical analysis. We start here on GXY, aka the dollar index. And I'm still bullish on this one. I was bullish last week and I'm bullish again this week, anticipating this thing first. Last week I wanted to see how price would behave around this fair value gap here. And last week we actually closed above it, which means now we can use it as well as an inversion fair value gap. So we close above it. Price most likely going to tap back into it, tap into it, and continue to the upside. Where to? We talked about this level here last week. This one of 4.79 key level here. That's going to be our draw on liquidity for this week on a weekly chart here. Let's go down to daily chart. Daily chart is even interesting here, because look at the chart price push above the fair value gap, then came back down, use it as an inversion fair value gap, and we had this fair value gap here of which this will tag into this fair value gap and then push it upside. So I'm expecting simply a continuation to the upside here to this level 104.97, and look at them, we still have a potential to the upside even if we can reach this level, because remember we still have this failure swings right here. This is going to be what a low resistance liquidity run in this case. So this will be still my draw liquidity, but for this week I'm only aiming for this level here, 104.79, even daily chart like this. So let's go on 4-hour chart. On the 4-hour chart, price open there and push it upside. It was something interesting here as well. It is still there, by the way. So let's look at this way. We have this 35 value gap done. We have a low, high, lower low here, grab liquidity here, down to this down close order, to this bullish order block here. Let's mark it up. Let's put on some proper lipstick on this 4-hour chart. Okay, let me just do this firstly. Let's go up to daily chart here and probably mark this 5 value gap so you can see it on the lower time frames. So we have this high and that low of this candle, daily 5 value gap here. So it's visible on 4-hour chart now. We have this daily 5 value gap here, the creation area, price manipulate down into this order block, liquidity taken out here, then displace to the upside and push higher into this high and form what a new high here, not a new high but equal high. So we have what a draw liquidity, and now price is to be returning back into this range. So what do we have? So I'm going to pay attention to this here, premium discount, right? So honestly, price pushing back down into discount. So if you can put a discount, but we have a discount, we have this discount fair value gap over here. So if you can push down into this fair value gap, this will be ideal. Or maybe you can check the fair value order block and breaker as well here. I want to see how price will do to the downside as well, but I want to see price doing this type of move, and then before it can continue to the upside. So which means this equal highs will be a very key draw on liquidity for this week. So yes, we are bullish DXY and still expecting price to push higher and higher and higher until those relative equal highs over there. So that will be key on DXY. There's no need for me to go down to lower time frames lower than for all chart. We don't need that. Let's look at Euro now. Weekly chart as well. Let's say we start right on Euro. Last week we were bearish and we're still bearish for this week. I wanted to see pricing at this low, but the key here, where are my lipsticks? They're not drawing okay. If they're not drawing okay, still okay. Let's look at Euro. We have this range high, down to slow, price push back up into premium here and checking out this liquidity here. above this high. Buy side liquidity was grabbed in this case, trade this high, low, high, high. Then here we displays with the downside, meaning this was a daily weekly chart market start shifting. And in this case, I was expecting to see maybe price pushing back up to this fair value gap before pushing lower, but we didn't get that. Market simply went straight to the downside in this case, indicating that okay, that fair value gap over here may be a breakaway gap. So where is our drawn liquidity in this case? We have this failure swings here, right? Or it can be our drawn liquidity. However, but for now, for this week, I am only paying attention to this volume imbalance. Yes, we did talk about this volume imbalance for a very long time now. We did talk about this volume imbalance. So this volume balance is key for me. So I believe this will be my main draw on liquidity for this week. And if we reach here, that will aim for this lows as well here, because we have this high down to low premium. Now it's seeking price to push down into discount price. Then let's go down to daily chart now. And we look at this thing on a daily chart here, and on a daily chart it's even better here. We have been pushing lower, then pressing back to the upside into this close candle here, which means and this it's a bearish order block, right? We check into that bearish order block on a daily chart, check into this. So let's switch down to 4-hour chart and see. And again, order block, then we push lower, expecting a continued downside way to last week's low, and as well as this volume imbalance here. Let's go down to the 4-hour chart where we can break it down. Okay, this is even perfect here. Again, the 4-hour chart, we have the range here. This is going to be high, down to slow. We obviously push into premium here. Let's mark this premium discount. We're obviously trading at premium here with this high checking out, and also this high, and this move here to the upside, push up right here and took up this highs, which means smart money pairing their short orders with the buy stops above this area here. And then after checking buy stops there, then we displace to the downside, broke below slow. So which means this here was a daily chart market start shifted. Oh, 4-hour chart market start shift, put your downside displacement, then we're leaving behind what we have a fair value gap here. So I'm still anticipating price to turn back up into this fair value gap, balance price action here, and then after balancing the fair value gap, then we can look for shorts, anticipating what lower price or to last week's low, and eventually to this red line here is that daily fair value order block 7, but I'm gonna remove it so we can be cleaner chart here. I don't like it when there's something I don't understand. Now we also check into this order block here as well. Buy side liquidity within this order block, check it in here to the downside. So I want to see simply price action like this, push up into this fair value gap, then we can push lower. Again, look at premium and discount. In this case, I'm gonna look at this side. Most of the time I don't really care about premium and discount, but yeah, looking at price for price to push back up into premium here, then before pushing lower, that can be IGL. So yeah, and then like one more thing in this case, we also have this failure swings in, which means it's gonna be a low resistance liquidity run. So if you push lower, we are most likely to see some speed in this thing here. So yeah, we are bearish on Euro USD as well this week, and expecting some lower prices. So let's look at GBP USD. Again, start on a weekly chart as well. You know, guys, seeing charts with so many drawings like this, it simply means your charts are always busy. You're always busy with a specific pair. Whenever you open a chart and there's nothing on it, that means no, man, there must be something wrong, unless you've cleared everything. Okay, this one, we're gonna start looking at this thing on weekly chart as well. We can look at this. We had this buy side liquidity here, which means I remember very well, if we look at Euro here, Euro didn't check out this high here, and GBP USD did. Actually, we remember the past video yesterday here where GBP was so strong. That's why we took out this high while Euro didn't do that, and XY didn't do that, which means now we have SMT with Euro here. In this case, okay, we push above this high, grabbing liquidity here. High, low, high, high. Then finally from there on a weekly chart, we display click displacement to downside where we broke previous low market start shift on a weekly chart. So here I was simply expecting last week. I thought price will simply push it up into this, at least to this order block with the breaker and as well as balance price range right here. But we didn't do that. Actually, price simply went straight to the downside here. And on this week, I am anticipating a continuation to the downside. I don't think price will turn back up into this level. So it didn't give me any sign of this here. However, there is something here. Let's remove this. There's something that may indicate that, okay, that price may push to the upside in this case. What do we have in this case? Let's look at this PC here, buy side balance side efficiency, which is going to be this here up to the high. I want to see price push below the cost of encroachment here. but we didn't close below it, guys. We didn't close below it. So if maybe we close below it, I was going to use it as an inversion, but in this week, so I'm going to be a little bit careful here with GBPUSD. However, all in all, I'm bearish, but the fact that we didn't close below this as a fair value gap and use it as an inversion fair value gap, I will be very, very careful on it here. But let's switch down to daily chart and see what we have on the daily chart. On the daily chart, we did close below it, indicating, okay, we can expect a continuation lower, right? So let's remove this. Okay. We've been pushing lower here, and in this case, up close candles has been using bearish order block here on a daily chart. Push low again, price went back high we have this tool. Let's just use the week here. We didn't check it over there, okay, which means not the candle but the whole upside move. Okay, we have this bearish order block here. We checked into it again here. So now it seems like we should be seeking what lower prices from here on. So how can I approach this week with this thing, with this information? Let's go down to 4-hour chart. Oh, this is perfection here. I hope you can see it. I'm going to clean up this thing here. Daily 5 order blocks. You know what we have over there, right? But then we look at this on the 4-hour chart. We have this range high down to slow here. We obviously trading at premium. We push back up into premium in discount, obviously premium here. And we have this buy side liquidity around this side here. Yes, we have this side. Order pairing here, but money pairing are short order, so the buy stops above the size. And see what? Then buy stops, we check, then we displace lower and then break below this low here, of which this here was the 4-hour market structure shift over here. So from here, I'm expecting lower prices, but before we get lower prices, we want to see price turning back up into what? Into we have this down close candle. Okay, typically this down close candle as our breaker and this one as our order block. We also, let's mark everything up here. We have this tiny fair value gap here. On the 4-hour chart, we have a fair value gap up close candle here. This will be what a bearish order block. I'm going to use the bodies as well only. Bearish order block, and this down close candle is going to be a breaker, which means, like always, I always need those three type of 3 PDRAs. In this case, we have 3 PDRAs, so which means this will be key for me. So as soon as I see price pushing back up, I just maybe like, let me just do this here, into premium and discount of this range here with premium and discount. So if price can push back into this fair value gap here, that's really key for me in looking for shorts and expecting lower prices from there. So I believe we're going to get a chance to sell this thing and expecting this type of move. Where is our drawn liquidity? Let's go back high, pick up here. In this case, so which means I'll be focusing this week here on this fair value gap here. We check into the chart, so I will be paying attention to the consequence and encroachment of this fair value gap here. The consequence of this fair value gap will be ideal for me if we are indeed going short. So this will be my idea on GBP USD. So let's take a look at USD CAD here. We are bullish here. We've been bullish the past few weeks, and our drawn liquidity is the most obvious one here. We have this high here, which will be our drawn liquidity. Very heavily bullish week. There's nothing much here in this case. We've been closing above bearish. We've been violating bearish PDRAs and strong move to the upside. So which means we are heading higher. This fair value gap is most likely going to be a breakaway gap. So for this week, I'm only going to be aiming for this high, or eventually we'll be aiming for this high over here. It's going to be 39.78. Right, so we look at this high here. Let's look at the daily chart. What we see on a daily chart here, this is what we see. There was nothing here. I don't like this. We've simply open, and in this case, we don't have an area of inefficiency here with the order block. Checked into it, then to the upside here, which means there's a clean move to the upside in scale. Just look for our chart here and see if you can try to get some sort of very nice price action, by the way. Here we have this low here. We've taken out this lows here. By selling was taken out here, which is base higher, right? Broke above this high, then we push back above below this level into the fair value gap here on the 4-hour chart. Checking the fair value gap, then push high again. Now we have a new dealing range. I'm simply gonna use this dealing range. We have this low up to that high. So what I'm expecting here, I would like to see price pushing back down into this fair value gap here, internal liquidity. Come back down into internal liquidity, then we push back higher into external liquidity. That's how simple I'm expecting this thing to be moved. Use this CHF here. I'm not expecting this thing to do much, but this is gonna be the simplest basic move out of this thing over here. That should be USD CAD and Swiss franc here. Let's look at Swiss franc. Same thing here, bullish. Just like we are bullish on GXY and this thing, yes. And this, I love this. We have SMT here with with DXY. We did check out this low as well. We pushed this way, however, because we have SMT and then premium discount, right? We had this range low here up to that high. So we obviously had a discount here. So now we're looking for price to push out into premium of this range, or if it's going to be this size over there. So what I'm expecting is in this case, we have SMT here with the XY. We push above this high here, which means this a break above this high here was actually a weekly market structure shift. We broke above this side, market structure shift here. So I'm expecting what higher prices from here on. So what else do we do in this case? We switch down to daily chart. What are we looking for? Daily chart. Look at this. It's most obvious here. We had this market structure shift. Actually, not this one. Let me just put on some proper lipsticks here. If you have clueless or don't really have much information about this would be the way to go with it here. We had this here. This was simply a grab on liquidity here, sell side liquidity to downside here. Sell side liquidity taken out, push it upside, break above this high here. So they're giving us what a market structure shift in daily chart. Price turn back down into a rejection block here. Right, we push back down into this rejection block, this move here, which means we're gonna use this. Gonna use in this week here, use it into a quadrant here, almost check into the constant crashment of this week. Then we push higher, and then now here's the key here. That is key. I believe you can see this. We have this week back into this rejection block, right? Push higher, then we have a low, high, a lower low, which means now this was 3 smart money pairing on their short orders with the self stops below level before checking off on a daily chart. Then when this thing took off here, it broke above this higher. This was a daily market structure shift. There's something interesting here. Again, we broke above, closed above this high, indicating this up close candle here. It's a bullish breaker here, right? A bullish breaker. Look at this candle this week here. Came back down, checked into that breaker here before checking off to the upside. So from here on, simply in this case, down close candle is supporting price to the upside. So order block, check into it. Let's look at it if we did check into the main threshold of this order block here. Yes, exactly, to the peep the main threshold of this order block here, check into it, then rally to the upside. So what else do we have in this case? Again, still on daily chart. So far we have this level gap, we didn't check into it. I don't think price mostly gonna get back into it. However, there's a key, there's a possibility that you can see price pushing back down into this level gap here. Why am I anticipating this thing in this case? Look at this lows there. We have a lot of lows there, so lots of liquidity resting below this level. So there's a possibility of seeing price checking this level here before it pushes higher and higher. So will this thing work out exactly like this? I don't know. So which means I will be careful how I trade this strength in this week. And don't forget, we also have Swiss franc CPI. Is it CPI this week? Yes. We also have Swiss franc CPI this week, so I will be careful on this one here. So let's go down to Aussie. We start on a weekly chart as well here. Again, on this on weekly chart, also I'm still bearish. Like I was bearish last week. I was expecting lower prices and my drawn liquidity. So far, because we have this here, I'm gonna be paying attention to this rejection block in this case. Where's the rejection block here? It's gonna be this week here. I will be paying attention to this week. Honestly, this week will be my target, especially the consequence and crushment of this week will be my main drawn liquidity in this case. So last week was a bearish week, and the key here is that we closed below this fair value gap here. This was a PC, checking to the PC here, then instead to the downside here, I mean to the right side, we close below it. Now we have to use it as an invasion fair value gap. So lastly, the past few weeks I was expecting price to back down to this fair value gap here, but we didn't get that. Price simply went straight to the downside, indicating there's a very strong energetic move into our draw on liquidity. So we can do this. What can we do this? Go down to daily chart. What do we have on the daily chart? Oh man, a lot of drawings here. In this case, it's simple here. I'm simply want to see maybe up close candle supporting price, resisting price, so we can push lower. In this case, one thing I don't like about it is that we opened and we already moved into our we already started to move into our direction. On the chart, there's nothing clean here. Let's go down to 4-hour chart. Looking for the week, what we have with low, high, lower, low. In this case, the opening here, I believe this was opening yesterday here. Look at this. Let's remove this here. The opening actually did check into this fair value gap here. We get it higher, right? Because we closed here on Friday and today we open over here into this fair value gap here, and then price seems to be checking off the downside in this case. So what can happen from now? Which means I'm bearish, right? So even though I'm bearish, I would really like to see maybe in this case the session size, London session size have been checked. if price will create for London session high, I want to say price taking out London sessions highs first before it moves to the downside. So there's nothing much here on Aussie because of this gap here. So I'll be very careful with this one. However, let's go down to our chart and see if it actually is the first pair rule. In this case, we have this range high down to this low. We want to see if we can push back up into premium. In this case, we check into premium here. We have this. I don't really like this. I want to see price pushing a bit higher here, but we have nothing clean here. So what I'm gonna do in this case on O's, I will wait for London session size to be taken out first. Then only then I can consider going short. This indicator, we have the same thing on Q here, and to go through Kiwi. Let's look at gold. Weekly chart. As always, okay guys, there are always some drawings on my charts. Spray all of them here today. We don't need all of this. I believe right here we are bullish, heavily bullish. We do have any clean drawn liquidity? No, we don't. So in this case, I will simply be aiming for next week's size. So where's next week's size? I mean the previous week's size gonna be this week higher over there. There's nothing else I can do in this case. However, what I see here, we have this level gap here, we checked into it, push higher, which means we do have actually an internal range liquidity here. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this week price simply pushes down into internal range liquidity first before it pushes higher. That's how simple it is here on gold today. The past few weeks, gold has been the simplest one of them all. Okay, we have something else on the daily chart here. So now I have to clean up my charts a bit here. I love working on a clean chart, guys. I love working on a clean chart. Again, we've pushed the upside over to create a new all-time high, right? And now what I'm expecting, we simply have this internal, we have in this internal range liquidity here in the form of a fair value gap, right? We checked the fair value gap last week, and then now we're pushing to the upside just like that. So which means what expectations? So when liquidity to the upside, I think there's something here on the 4-hour chart or hourly chart. Let's go down to hourly chart. Oh, damn right, there is something on hourly chart. Yes. Again on hourly chart here, so here we are. One thing I love about gold, guys, is that it always takes out liquidity first before it do what if I don't have to do what's to do. Look at this price action. We have this low, upshot high, price create this low, high to low. This was what simply smart money pairing their short order, their long order to the sell stops, resting below this low here. Then we displace higher, right? Breaking above this high. And again, we're going to push above this high with this high, with a low, high, lower low, boom to the up. Upside high, right? Breaking, checking liquidity here, displacing higher, which means this here is an hourly chart market structure shift. And one thing I don't like here is that we did this. This was a midnight opening price. We actually opened here and then price went straight to the upside in this case, so it didn't do much. For me personally, whenever I want to go long, I always like to see when price open, it must push lower against me or it lower weight for us to get a good entry before push high. So, but in this case, what can we do? We can simply aim for a continuation or maybe looking for scalping strategies. Our draw liquidity, it's this high over here, 2758.67. That's gonna be my draw on liquidity on gold. There's an interesting setup as well on silver. Let's go down to weekly chart. Yes, I do trade silver as well. Perfect opportunity here. Look at this. It means there's a lot happening here, a lot going on in this chart. Let's clear up these things here. A beach. Okay, on a weekly chart here, we have just like on gold, we have very nice internal range liquidity here. We have this fair value gap here. So I'm expecting price to simply maybe check into this fair value gap before it pushes higher here. Will it do it? I don't know. Switch down to daily chart here. Again, on a daily chart, we had a fair value gap here. We checked into it already. It seems like, oh, there's something interesting here. Something is cooking here. Okay, we check into this fair value gap here, daily fair value gap. So price seems to be taking off to the upside here. And let's look at this hourly. Let's start on the 4-hour chart here. Yeah, damn right. I knew something is cooking. Look at this 4-hour chart. We have this low, checking out here. Smart money pairing their long orders with the sell stops below this low here. Then it displays higher, broke above this high. This is the day of a 4-hour chart market structure shift, right? 4-hour market structure shift, we broke above it here. So which means price turned back down into what? Into, look at this range with this low, after high, into discount, order block as well here. So executing what? A higher price from the hourly chart. It's even better. The same thing, just like on gold. We have this range low, high, back down into discount. What do we have a discount? Bearish order block here. We have a low. Checking out here. Then now we're displacing to the upside on hourly chart. So what do we need on the hourly chart if you want to go along here? You want to see an hourly chart market structure shift. So this will be a break above this high, will be the structure shift, market structure shift on the hourly chart. So if we could get this, then I'm going to switch down to 5-minute chart and look for the 5-minute market mega buy model. I don't want to talk about buy model, sell model, but then that's the same thing I'm expecting here. This thing here. So where's our drawn liquidity? The most obvious one over there, but this highs will be key as well. So that's gonna be silver, guys. So we did take a look at it. Dollar index, euro, pound, CAD, Swiss franc, Aussie, gold, and silver. So yeah, guys, that will be all from me on this one. This was simply our forex market preview for this week. And don't worry, yes, our live trading session we will be trading. However, I won't be trading London session today at all. I don't want to put myself in a position, you know. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna see you New York session. We'll be trading live, and yes, it will be open for everyone. We'll be trading together, guys. So see you later on today. For now, I'm out.